Get ready for Oskaloosa High School sports on the Indians Network. Live sports. Local content. Student-run broadcasts. MCG, Oski News, and KIIC bring you the Indians Network. Presented by Craig Ford.
Hello, Indians fans, and welcome to another edition of the Indians Corner here on the Indians Network, a partnership with MCG, Oski News, and Thunder Country KIIC, and presented by Craig Ford. I'm Jamie Brockman, and today on our Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee, we have a lot of things to talk about. We'll keep you up to date on football, and we've got a couple of the football players joining us today as Coach is not able to be here. We're going to talk girls swimming with Coach Mackenzie Kaufman, and we're going to talk Oski volleyball and cross country as well with Coach Mike and Jennifer Comfort, and we'll have a couple of the volleyball girls joining us today here on the show as well. We'll start by going through what happened the past week in Oskaloosa sports, and Friday night at Pella, of course, not the night that everybody was hoping for. It was a rough night, but Pella got the win 35-3 over Oskaloosa. Other district games Friday night in District 7, it was Grinnell beating Newton 35-14, and Knoxville wins over South Tama 22-6. So the current district standings have Pella, the lone undefeated, at 3-0. Grinnell and Oski are 2-1. Of course, Oski did beat Grinnell already this season. Newton and Knoxville are 1-2, and South Tama is 0-3. Games coming up this week in district. Grinnell is at South Tama. Pella is at Newton, and the game you'll see on the Indians Network on Friday night will be Knoxville coming to take on Oskaloosa out at Statesman Community Stadium. Looking ahead to Week 9 real quick, final regular season week, Newton will be at Knoxville. Big game will be Pella at Grinnell, I think, in Week 9. We'll be big Grinnell fans that week if you're cheering for the Indians. And then South Tama will be here to take on Oski in the regular season finale. Looking at volleyball results, big match on Tuesday night. Conference championship was on the line, and Indianola came in and swept Oskaloosa 3-0, 25-23, 25-15, and 25-15. Faith Durande had 9 kills to lead the team. Taylor Wills had 13 digs. Riz Alessina with 12. Emily Richmond had 3 blocks. Olivia Gordon came in to play setter as she was filling in for Jolie Yang, who suffered an ankle injury the day before. And Olivia Gordon was 12 for 12 in serving and 17 assists as well as 1 ace serve. Taylor Wills was good serving as well. She was 10 of 10 on the night. Saturday, volleyball hosted the tournament, and they fell to Marshalltown 2-0, beat North Polk 2-0, and then lost to Gilbert 2-1. So Oskaloosa volleyball now 13-10 on the year, 5-1 in Little Hawkeye Conference play. 1 conference match to go. That's at Pella Christian on Monday of this week. And if the Indians win, they will do no worse than share the Little Hawkeye Conference championship. Right now, DCG, Oski, and Indianola are all 5-1 in conference play, and each has beaten the other. So looks like it'll end up in a 3-way tie, and Oski will at least have a share of the title. Regionals have been released as well. We'll talk to Coach Jennifer Comfort coming up about that as well here shortly. Cross country at Centerville this week. Girls finished 6th. Addie Carter led the way with a 9th place finish. Abby Lumsden was 22nd. Sage Adam was 37th. On the boys' side, they were 3rd. They had a great day. Patrick Durande led the way, finishing 6th, just 37 seconds behind the winner. Caden Girard was 18th. Caden Ayala was 19th. Aiden Scott 27th, and William Leonard 30th. So good performance by the boys, and we'll talk to Coach Mike Comfort about that a little bit later on. And girls swimming, they had their lone home meet of the season on Thursday, hosting Williamsburg and Keokuk. There's a great crowd there, a lot of energy and excitement, and we'll talk to Coach Mackenzie Kaufman about those results coming up as well. So that gets you up to date, and another big week to come for Oskaloosa sports, and stick around. We will have this week's Indians Corner coming your way, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee, and we'll start off talking Oskaloosa football with Tyler Miller and Aaron Blom coming up.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Call State Farm agent Wendell Campbell at 641-673-4462.
Welcome back to the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee, here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. My name is Jamie Brockman. We're going to talk Oskaloosa football, and this week, Coach Dowd and Coach Jenkins both were unavailable, so we're going to talk to a couple of the senior captains on the football team, Tyler Miller and Aaron Blom. Welcome to the program, guys. Thanks for coming in.
And thanks for having us.
Well, not the night we were hoping for Friday night at Pella, obviously. I know you went in with a lot of high hopes and just kind of got out of control quickly. Tell me about the start of that football game. And, the first two possessions obviously were turnovers, led to Pella scores. We're down 14-0 pretty quick. So tell me what your guys' mindset was and what you tried to do to keep the team rallied.
Well, going into that game, our offense we had high hopes because against Grinnell, against Newton, our offense pretty much, we did anything, run the ball. We had our holes, our linemen were creating gaps. So we had high hopes, but against Pella, they did some different things, running a nose guard and slanting, and we just couldn't seem to pick it up and kind of figure out how to take care of it, and it ended up just killing us that game.
Yeah, it did. And, after those first two possessions, I thought our defense played pretty well, really. We forced them into several 3-and-outs. But unfortunately, offensively, we just weren't able to move the ball all night long. So were you trying different things throughout the night? I know, Tyler, obviously you were the main part of the offense as the quarterback, and you had numerous carries on the night. But were you trying some different things to try and find some holes and free it up?
Just kind of, we kind of have a place where we're going to go run the ball and kind of like what gap to hit. But as soon as you see the gap close and nothing's really there, you just kind of search up and down the line of scrimmage to see somewhere to sneak through. And really nothing wasn't happening Friday night, and nothing seemed to happen all night.
Well, Aaron Blom, you play both sides of the ball, and you're the kicker and punter, obviously, but I think your bigger role is probably on defense. Yep. So talk to me about the defense. Like I said, after those first two scores, I thought defensively we kind of settled in and held them to several 3-and-outs.
Yeah, we made a couple mistakes early on, which gave them 14 points. But we kind of shored up our lines, and then we could hold our own against them for the rest of the game. And we could stop their run game pretty good. Their passing game got us a couple times, but we did pretty good against that too. We were just hoping to build off of the games we had against Newton and Grinnell, where we started good on defense.
Well, let's talk about some injuries quick, and then we'll dig more into the season and learn more about you two. But I know you two both have been on the playing the injury bug all year long. You with the ankle, you with the shoulder. First of all, how are both of you feeling as we go into week 8 of the season?
I feel pretty good now.
Okay, Tyler.
Pretty sore after a couple big hits last Friday night, but I'm going to physical therapy every week and just trying to get the shoulder as close to 100% as possible for every Friday night.
Okay. And obviously Walker Newman, another one of our senior captains. We lost him in the Newton game. Any word on his status for the final couple weeks?
He hasn't said a whole lot besides that, he's just going to obviously try to come back, but he hasn't said anything to us really, so we aren't really sure either.
Okay. It'd be good to have him back if we can. So I guess we'll wait and see. So all right. So like I said, that puts you now at 2-1 in district play, tied with Grinnell. We have the tiebreaker over them for second, and Pella and Grinnell play week 9, which is going to be a big game. If Grinnell can pull that upset, we still have a shot at sharing the district championship. So. What are your thoughts now after that Pella loss? How do you feel about the team and where we stand, and what are your goals for these final 2 weeks?
I think we just need to respond well and go kind of show what we can do against Knoxville and South Tama, and hope that things fall right and we can sneak into the playoffs, kind of do some damage there, pull off an upset or two.
Yeah, we might need a little help, and we got to win our final 2 games, obviously. But Tyler, what are your thoughts going in final 2 weeks?
I think we'll be all right. We need to build off of that loss, and I think we're going to have a great week of practice week. And us seniors are obviously going to give everything we got because we don't want Knoxville and South Tama to be our last 2 games. So we want to go out there and make a statement and hopefully beat a much improved Knoxville team by a lot, and then go and beat South Tama by a lot and just see where that gets us.
All right. Well, we don't have to focus on this loss Friday any longer. We'll put that one behind us and move on. But I want to talk to you about the season. So each of you, if you can, just kind of tell me, what are your highlights this season? What are some of the big moments this year that stick with you that when it's all done you're going to remember?
You go.
Honestly, just playing every Friday night and going out there and knowing that I'm not going to get that week or that game back. So just pretty much go have fun. Highlights are just going out there and making big plays with friends and telling them good job, or even when we lose, just pretty much saying keep your head up. That's the last time we're facing them, which sucks, but I mean we got a next week and let's just go make it better.
Yeah, highlights for me would just be like going out there playing senior season with the guys we've grown up with. Like most of these guys here, we've played since like 3rd or 4th grade together.
Yep.
So I mean, we have a pretty good bond with each other, and just we feel each other out. We know what each other's gonna do. We know what we're not gonna do. So it's fun playing together.
Let's talk about some of the other moments of your senior year off the football field a little bit. Let's go back to homecoming week. I watched you guys in Powder Puff. You weren't able to play, unfortunately, because of the ankle, but you were a cheerleader and a coach. But Tyler, you took that thing pretty seriously. You had the headband on, and you were jump serving and everything.
I've always played volleyball when I was little, like with my sister. We've always played pepper or whatever it's called in the yard, and going into Powder Puff volleyball with the shoulder, I knew not to be stupid or anything. But yeah, to just have fun and play.
Yeah, and then Powder Puff football, you guys got to be some coaches. What was that like?
That was really fun. The girls enjoyed it. We just tried to make it as fun as we could for them, and like we wanted to show off our coaching talents, show our high school coaches what we've learned from them.
Sure.
Just try and coach the best of our ability.
Absolutely. Well, let's look forward now. So when football's done, I know both of you are involved in some other sports. So what are your plans, activity-wise, the rest of your senior year?
I'm undecided on whether I'm going to do track or not, and I'll lift during the winter and just try and get ready for just college and just be ready to go.
Now you have verbally committed to be a preferred walk-on at University of Iowa and be a Hawkeye. So tell me what that process was like and how exciting it was for you, and also how nice it is to know that you have that future sitting ahead.
It was pretty exciting. It's nice to know, but again, I just can't take anything for granted because I need to finish this senior season. I need to show this community what I can do and that I'm here and I don't know. I just want to make my community proud and just keep going as far as I can.
You set the school record as a freshman with a 51-yard field goal. You had a 52-yard attempt this past Friday that fell just short. How did you become such a powerful kicker throughout your life? I know you played soccer. I'm sure that figured in there a little bit. But just tell me some of the things that you've done to put yourself in the position that you're in now.
Soccer, 100%. Soccer did a lot for my kicking ability. I think a certain amount of it's definitely natural, but I think soccer helped a lot. And then after I saw that I could kick at an early age, so then I kind of stuck with it and practiced a lot. That definitely helped too.
Okay. And Tyler, what's the rest of your senior year look like activities-wise, and what are your plans after high school?
I'm unsure if I'm doing basketball, but I'm not looking to playing basketball right now. So as of now, I'm just looking to lift and stay active and keep in shape for baseball, but just take on the winter, be a student and just enjoy my last couple months of high school and then go into baseball season, hopefully make it to state in baseball. And I'm looking to go to DMAC in Ankeny for a couple years after high school into a trades program.
Okay. Last question for you guys. You guys were little kids at one time in this community. Who were people that you looked up to, whether it was Oskaloosa high school athletes or college or NFL or whatever it was? Who were some of your role models that you looked up to when you were a little kid?
Of course, definitely Tyler Sash, and I'd say when I was little, I didn't really understand football as much. Just like Tyler Sash, he's great. Like you can see it. He went to Iowa, but I was so little, I didn't really understand what that really meant and how hard what the work takes to get there. So as I got a little older and understood everything, I think Drew Richmond, when I was in middle school, later in elementary when he was playing, I looked up to him a lot too.
Okay. Aaron?
I definitely looked up to Tyler Sash growing up too. And I mean, everyone that knew me growing up knew I looked up to Drew Richmond a lot. He was probably my number one person I looked up to growing up. And I mean, I really enjoyed watching him play.
Now, there's little kids out there right now looking up to both of you. So what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them as they get closer to junior high where sports gets a little more serious and then on into high school?
Just play your hardest every game you get because really time does fly by, and just make smart choices on and off the field.
Yeah, I would just tell him one thing Matt Campbell told me is, like, your parents and your teachers tell you, like, you can be anything you want in life, but you really can't. Like, you can only be what you work for in life, so you got to work for what you want to get.
Sure. Well, guys, it's been fun watching this season, and I guess we'll wait and see what the end result is when it's all said and done. But it's been a great football season. It's fun to watch you guys on a weekly basis, and good luck to you these final 2 weeks as you go out there and put it to Knoxville and South Tama and have some fun out there on the football field at home the final 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
You bet. That is Tyler Miller and Aaron Blom. They are a couple of our senior captains on this year's football team for Oskaloosa High School. Well, wait a minute. I got to ask Tyler. First of all, you've played almost every position on the field this year. Is there anything left you want to do yet this year? Do you want to maybe play a little offensive or defensive line or something?
I don't care, whatever I need to. But yeah, it's obviously fun being, going in every game, knowing that you can be here, and just kind of be ready to get thrown there.
Sure. All right, I forgot to ask that earlier, but we had to throw that in. So again, that's Tyler Miller and Aaron Blom here on the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm in Oskaloosa Hy-Vee. We'll be back and we'll talk Oskaloosa volleyball coming up.
Hy-Vee's Choice Reserve and Prime Reserve beef, arguably the best beef in America. Their quality and flavor are undisputable, undeniable. Let's get ready to be unstoppable! And the winner by unanimous decision, Hy-Vee!
Welcome back to the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee. Jamie Brockman visiting now with Oskaloosa head volleyball coach Jennifer Comfort. And big week last week, a lot of hype coming in as Oskaloosa played for the outright Little Hawkeye Conference Championship at home on Tuesday against Indianola. Didn't quite go as planned. Indianola got the 3-0 sweep. First set was very thrilling. You guys jumped out to a lead, and then they kind of came back late. But take me through that night, Coach. I know there was a lot of high hopes coming in, and still, no worse than a share of the title. But tell me about Tuesday night.
Tuesday didn't go our way, and it was just due to a couple things. Our serve receive wasn't where it needed to be. And when you're not passing, it's really hard to run a varied offense. So we become very predictable, very easy to defend, very easy for their defense to set up and go. So our serve receive first wasn't very good. Our hitters did fine with what they were getting because, again, it was just very predictable, very out of system. And then defensively, we just weren't where we needed to be. We didn't have the intensity that we needed to dig all the balls.
What was the attitude like in the locker room after the game, after the match?
It was disappointment, but we saw some positives in it. Olivia Gordon stepped in and played for Jolie, who injured her ankle, and she did so well. Everybody was so supportive and encouraging there. It was just a loss that just the whole team took together. It's one of those things where we knew, our passing wasn't there, just execution overall wasn't there. So the girls had a good, okay, now we know, what we need to do, what we need to really focus on and get better.
Yeah, Olivia Gordon stepped in. She was 12 of 12 serving. She had an ace and 17 assists, and kind of last-minute notice that ankle injury happened the night before on Thursday. Speaking of that, what is the status of Jolie?
She's still working to get better. It's not pretty, but she is. She's getting recovered, and we'll see about tomorrow night at PC. The good news is that Olivia's doing some really good things, and we're seeing an option that we could use in postseason as far as a split 5-1.
All right. Well, Saturday you had your home tournament, your home invitational, and there was some tough competition there. And you went 2-1, I believe. No, 1-2.
We went 2-2.
2-2. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Marshalltown, North Polk, Gilbert are the results that I've seen. 2-0 loss to Marshalltown, beat North Polk 2-0, and then lost to Gilbert 2-1. So tell me about Saturday. Take me through the day and just the excitement of an all-day volleyball there at Oskaloosa High School.
It's a fun day to host, to get some teams that we don't typically see during the season into our gym and play. And sometimes it's one of the last times that we're there, depending on postseason and things. So it's a fun time. But we opened up the day with Fairfield, and we beat them 2-0. The girls came out. We were a little slow the first set, but the second set, we ended up winning 21-5. So that was a really good win, a good dominating win. We played some good volleyball there. And then we went on and beat North Polk 2-0. We just played some really good volleyball against them. It was a team that was, playing some good volleyball. They were struggling, and we definitely took advantage of their struggles and really capitalized on playing well against them. And then we played Marshalltown. We struggled some there as far as serve receive went and just communication about what they were doing offensively. It was actually a really good opportunity for our girls to see some things that we may see in postseason and for us to discuss those things. They were running a second tempo ball that a girl was coming around and moving offensively, and our blockers and defense we weren't discussing that and communicating, seeing that. So it was a good opportunity for us to talk about that. And then we got second in our pool. And we played Gilbert, a team I think just below us in the rankings possibly, and then we went 2-1 with them. So it was a really good match. We played some good volleyball, saw some really good things from them. So it was a fun day. There were some things that we definitely know that we need to work on going into postseason, but the girls played pretty well overall.
So is it good that at this point of the season you're seeing maybe a few struggles or some new struggles you didn't see earlier in the year, because now they're out there and you can try to fix them before that postseason starts?
Absolutely. And, when we go just weeks with playing one conference game on a Tuesday, it's kind of hard to see a lot of variables. So when we played, I believe like Newton and then Norwalk, and then Pella, we had 3 matches in a 3-week span, so we weren't seeing enough volleyball. So now that we're seeing some more of it, we're able to fix some more things. So definitely, I think it's a good time to have a good stretch of games and against some quality competition.
Absolutely. So Oskaloosa is now 13-10 on the season. They travel to Pella Christian on Monday. This show will be airing on Wednesday, so that will already be complete. But 13-10 on the season, 5-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference, and the final conference match is Monday at Pella Christian. Right now, it's a 3-way tie at the top. It's DCG, Oski, and Indianola at 5-1, and everybody's beat everybody there.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know DCG plays Norwalk in their final conference match, so that could be tough.
Yep.
Indianola's at Newton. You'd think they would win that one, but obviously you guys got to take care of Pella Christian on Monday.
Right.
They're down toward the bottom of the conference, but talking to you, you say it's not a for sure win.
Absolutely.
You can't just walk in there and win.
Right. Yeah, they're a team with a new coach, and they're young and they're learning and they're getting better every single week. And we're at their place. It's probably senior night. There's just a lot of variables there. So we're coming off a big weekend. We just got to show up and play good volleyball.
So with the outright conference championship now out, do you think that pumps the girls up a bit to go in there and take care of business Monday then?
I think so. Right now we're playing for seeding at the conference tournament, but kind of regardless, it's one of those situations where we're probably going to be second or third based on the seeding criterias, and second and third are in the same pool. So regardless of our outcome on Monday, we'll probably still be second or third in that.
So that's a little bit different than other sports in the conference, because you have the regular season head-to-heads, and then you have the conference tournament. So
right.
Tell me about that. That's a fairly new thing, I think,
it is.
and it's at Pella Saturday.
Yeah, I believe it's Thursday.
Sorry.
I believe it's our 4th year of having it. We hosted it last season. So after all the conference games are over, we reseed based on head-to-head competition, your match record head-to-head, which is the circle at the top. And then it's set win percentage after that. So if you win, go 3-0 against the team, that's 100% win percentage. So I'm looking at all of those across the season. And then reseed, repool, everybody plays 3 matches within your pool. And then after that pool outcome, 1 plays 1, 2 plays 2 out of those pools, 3 plays 3 for those places. So it's a very interesting night. It's a lot of volleyball back to back to back to back. So we see everybody again, which is kind of nice for us coaches to be picking all conference teams and that type of thing. So we get another exposure to that. It's also an opportunity for us to, prep against some good competition for postseason.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about postseason. Those pairings were released last week, and you're going to be in Class 4A Region 5, and your first regional tournament match will be at home October 23rd. You host Carlisle, so you get a home first round. You got to like that.
Yep.
And tell me about, have you prepped much for Carlisle? Have you studied them much yet at this point?
Not yet. We did play them the very first night of the season when we went to Knoxville and played Knoxville, Carlisle, and Ottumwa. So, yes, we've seen them. Yes, we have an idea of what they do have. We know where they're going to be next week. We've already got some contacts lined up for some video exchange and that type of thing. So we will prep for them. Really, for that match, I want to make sure that our game is where it needs to be. We need to take care of ourselves there. Again, we're going to be home. We'll come up with a game plan for the girls, but for the most part, we want to really focus on our side and make sure that we, really prep our passers, prep our defense, some of those areas that we've been struggling in.
Sure. So that's October 23rd at home, hosting Carlisle. Come out and support the girls and make that an energetic atmosphere for the opening round of the regional tournament. If you can't make it, we'll have it right here on the Indians Network for you October 23rd. Winner of that match then goes to Knoxville October 29th, another team you saw earlier this year, and Knoxville's been tough all year. And then the regional final to get to state would be November 4th. Most likely it's going to be at Marion unless there's an upset in there.
Correct.
It could be at Oskaloosa.
It could be. Yep. So who knows? We've got to win one at a time type thing. But, yeah, it's a very spread out region, but you've got to win one to move on to the next. But I think we've got a pretty good path, and I think we're working on our plan of how we're going to execute that.
All right. Well, I know it's been a goal all season to get to the state tournament, and that goal is still there and still reachable. And it's the most exciting time of the year right now, isn't it?
Right. Yes. Since we know our path, we know what we need to prepare for. And yes, we've got games in between, now and then. But we do know what we are ultimately working for, who we are ultimately facing. So I'm just working on some of those things to make sure we're getting some of those things worked into practice now that we're going to need to be good at that time of the year.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for your time again, as always, and congratulations on the season. Go get Pella Christian on Monday, and good luck at the conference tournament.
Thank
and
you.
we will see you when the postseason comes on the 23rd.
Right. Thank you.
All right. That is Jennifer Comfort. She's the head volleyball coach at Oskaloosa High School. We're going to talk with Oskaloosa volleyball players coming up. Faith Durande and Olivia Gordon are next here on the Indians Corner.
How does MCG Internet stack up against the rest? Our customers' four-letter word to describe us. Love. Their customers' four-letter word to describe them. Join MCG and fall in love with your internet.
Welcome back to Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Jamie Brockman continuing with Oskaloosa volleyball talk as we have a couple of our players that you see and recognize from the floor, and that is Olivia Gordon here and also Faith Durande joining us. Girls, thanks for coming in and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right. Well, what a season it's been for Oskaloosa volleyball. I know there was a lot of high hopes coming into this season, and everybody kind of felt that, hey, this might be the team that puts Oskaloosa back on the map, so to speak, in volleyball. So tell me what your guys' thoughts were coming into the beginning of the season.
Well, we started off at a little tournament, and we actually really struggled. And I think after that, we just realized we're really going to have to pick it up and start playing as a team. And after that, we did that, and we actually had a really exciting game against DCG, and it really showed our true potential. And I think that really just sparked something in everybody. And we just after that knew that we had really high hopes for the season and knew that things were going to go really well.
I know I've talked to Coach Comfort a little bit, a couple times this year, and bring up that DCG match. And I said, I really saw a difference in the team after. She says I saw a difference in the team during. So as that match went on with DCG, did you guys just see yourselves amping up more and more as that went on?
I think, yeah. We had the practices before that. We played a drill called Rip It, and it was basically just no matter what you do, you're just going to swing as hard as you can, no matter what you're doing, passing, everything. And I think that during the game, one of us had said that. We're let's just play like we did that drill. And eventually we were just ripping balls everywhere, and that really just put us ahead, and we just, through that match, we just got better and better and just kept saying that. So.
Now, this is a team that's pretty senior-dominated this year, 7 seniors on the squad, and then there's you, and you're a sophomore.
Yes.
And you fit in it, and obviously you're a big part of the team. I think you lead in just about every category. So you knew you'd be a part of the team, obviously a big part of it. They knew you'd be a big part, but how is that chemistry with you being sophomore and playing with mostly seniors?
It's awesome. They've actually taken me in and really been really nice to me and really encouraging, and they love to talk about stuff with me. And, yeah, they've just been really encouraging, and, it's been awesome playing with them so far.
All right. Well, let's talk to Olivia Gordon a little bit and bring her in here. And, obviously, the varsity gets a lot of the spotlight, so to speak, and the recap stories and the on-air stuff like that. But, you can't have a varsity program successful without a JV and a freshman program building the way, and even prior to that, club programs. So, Olivia, you've been mostly the JV setter this year, and with Jolie's injury, last second you got thrown in there for that Indianola match. So, first of all, tell me about your thoughts on the team this year and your role and how it's coming along.
I think that we have a really strong team this year and that we're doing really great things. And before Jolie got hurt, my role was to be a bench on the bench and like cheering everyone on and like making sure everyone's up on the bench. And now I had to step in and set for Jolie, and it was scary, and it still is really scary, but like I'm glad that the team is there for me and like encouraging me.
So do you get a lot of time to practice with, prior to Jolie's injury, do you get a lot of time to practice with these girls, or are you practicing more with your JV team? How does that work prior to the injury?
Prior to Jolie getting hurt, we would basically like the JV would scrimmage the varsity, so like we'd be going face to head on head against each other. But then when Jolie got hurt, I like came in and like played on their side.
So timing-wise, I mean, obviously timing and communication and knowing each other and where everybody's going to be is a big key with a setter. And Jolie has that because she played with him last year. So how do you feel that came along during the match with Indianola?
It took a couple tries to get it down, but like as the game went on, I felt like it got better.
Okay. Serving is one of your masters, if you will, and you were 12 of 12 serving. You had an ace. So that's a big part of this game, for people that don't know. I mean, the serving is huge. So when you can come in and serve like that, that helps the team a lot. Tell me the work you put in to be able to serve like that.
We do a lot of serving drills during practice every day, and I just I try my hardest at every serving drill to like make my serve better, and like serving in my area is tough. And making sure like I'm hitting my areas and making them smaller and smaller each time.
Okay. So as we look forward then, obviously Jolie's a senior, she'll be graduating. I would assume that will be your role next year, and you're probably prepping for that also. Tell me about some of these younger programs that we don't get to see a lot, your JV squad, the freshman squad. I know the freshmen are undefeated with just 6 girls on the squad this year. That's pretty cool. But your JV squad, some of the girls we're going to see up the next couple of years. How has that been going?
It's been going really good. We have a really good defense going for our JV team, and having a good defense gets us to have a good set and to get good hits out of that.
Sure. Does it help that you play other sports with some of these girls too?
Yeah, it helps like build the connection with everyone and like to be close.
All right. Well, Faith, as I said, you lead the team in a lot of categories. Everybody knows you as a strong, powerful hitter. But I want to talk to you about your defense quickly, because you're right at the top in digs, and it's not very often you see a power hitter like that also leading in digs, and you're right at the top. So do you take a lot of pride in that?
Yeah, it's actually defense is very stressful. It might not look like that, but it is extremely stressful. So I work really hard in the off season to get my defense down, because I just feel like if I have a good defense in the back row, that'll really help, get a good set, and then Taylor will get a kill, because when she's on, she's on. So yeah, I feel like defense is definitely a strong point too. So, and it helps that I'm really long, so I can lay out for balls.
Right. Yeah, it does. What is your favorite part of the game? Do you have a favorite part? Or favorite role, I guess?
I really like when one of our girls gets like an amazing kill, like the celebration. It's just like finally our hard work has paid off, if that makes sense. Like we do work really, really hard as a team, and like to see other girls do good things and like things that we've been working on in practice pay off in a game is just like really awesome to see, and everybody's energy.
Absolutely. Well, we as we talked about with Coach, right now we're in a 3-way tie for the top of the conference, and no worse than a share, regardless of what happens, as long as we beat Pella Christian Monday. So,
yes.
So tell me about that. How big is that on your radar, and what are you looking forward to most when you go to Pella Christian Monday?
We are really excited, and we just know that we're going to beat them because we worked really hard, and our team chemistry is really good right now, and we're getting really used to Olivia, which is awesome. And yeah, we're not going to lose to Pella Christian. It's not going to happen.
So I also asked Coach, and I want to hear what your guys' opinion is, but late in the season with some of the set losses or match losses that we've had, whether it be tournament or head-to-head, does that kind of refocus you now? Does that make you go, okay, hey, we need to back up and work on some things if we want to get to the state tournament?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good one. So, but obviously, state tournament is still the big goal.
Yes.
So,
for sure.
So do you feel like that's? Do you really feel that's something this team can accomplish? And what do you need to do that?
Absolutely. We are just anything that happens before postseason, like those 3 games leading up to state, we are going to flush everything that's happened. Like no loss. We're not going to remember anything, and we're going to play like our game. We're going to focus on our side, our game. Forgetting all of our errors, we're just going to play for us.
All right.
Hopefully get it done.
Let's talk about some fun things now. I want to talk about the Orange Crew a bit because the Orange Crew is awesome.
Oh, yes.
I remember
I
remember when I first came to Oskaloosa back in 2001 and was covering Oski sports. You know, the Orange Crew was huge, and then it kind of sort of, I'm not gonna say it went away, but it got a little less noticeable, and now it's back. So what does that student support and that Orange Crew and all that hype and energy mean to you guys as players?
It means a lot, like having people there to like support you and like cheering you on the whole time, like just yelling at you the whole time. It's just like so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like after the game, their energy, whether we lose or win, they're always like coming up to both of us and they're like always saying good job. Like you guys played so well. It's okay. Like it's just a win. Like they know that we have so much potential and they know that we're gonna do great things soon.
Absolutely. So once volleyball's done this year, what do you girls have planned for the rest of the school year for sports-wise? I know you both compete in multiple sports, so what's next for you guys in the rest of the year?
Next for me would be club volleyball and then softball.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about softball yet, but I am for sure going to try out for another club team in Des Moines and hopefully make one of those, and then going to be traveling all winter with them and hopefully make it to nationals again.
So how big has that been? I mean, you're only a sophomore. You've got a long career ahead of you yet at high school and probably after high school too. But how big has that club play been for both of you?
It's awesome. It just shows us that there's like a whole nother world. Like it's not just like these schools. It's every school gets to come together on one team and play together, and you learn things that maybe you don't learn at school. And it's a combination of things we don't know, and we put them together for school. And maybe we can like, if we're taught something at club, we bring back to our team, and then makes us all better.
Do you enjoy the off-season club play?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, like meeting people from other schools and like getting to like play with them and get to know them and like how they run things.
Sure. So that being said, then I talked to the football guys and I asked them, you know, when you were little, you know, I'm sure there were people you looked up to at Oskaloosa playing sports and maybe even above and beyond that. But who were some of the people that you looked up to and said, man, I want to play like that when I get up there to be an Indian, or you know, when I get my chance?
Okay, well,
I know what the smart answer would be. I'm just kidding. Well, you know, coach is sitting right over there, and she was
our coach was pretty good.
She was a pretty good volleyball player when they were young.
Not to brag or anything, but our coach was pretty good at volleyball. So. But I mean, there's just been a lot. Like, it's not even just from Oski. Like, I've always like traveling. When my mom was a coach, obviously, when I was little, I still remember some of those girls. Like Shawnee Wills was actually really, really good, and I looked up to her a lot. She was always really nice too, and obviously from like other schools, I look up to like Emily Holterhouse. She, you know, she's done big things and she's really good. So.
Anybody come to mind for you, Olivia?
Not off the top of my head. No.
Okay. All right. Well, what would you say then to little kids in the community today that watch, either they watch it on TV or they're there in the gym watching and supporting, and they say, "Wow, you know." What would you say to those kids today to try and keep the volleyball program building and at the top?
To keep like working at it and like to keep having fun with it and to go try out for like other teams and like get better that way.
Okay. Any advice from you?
Well, just go out. Like so many middle schoolers, like we have so many girls go out for middle school, but then they're like, oh, it's high school. Like I'm not gonna. Just try it. It's so much fun. It's a lot of work, but it also makes us 10 times better. Like our program has been like rising with volleyball. I think that a lot of us are getting way better and have so much potential. So.
All right. Well, it's been a fun year so far, and it's not done yet.
No.
I know you're going to beat Pella Christian on Monday, and we're going to share that conference title, and then hopefully you go to the conference tournament and maybe win that.
Yes, that would be awesome.
And say, hey, we are conference champs.
Right.
And then the postseason. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the postseason, and we're going to cheer you on all the way to Cedar Rapids, all right? So
awesome.
Good luck to you girls, and
Thank you.
and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.
All right, that is Faith Durande and Olivia Gordon, members of the Oskaloosa volleyball team, joining us here on the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm in Oskaloosa Hy-Vee. We'll have more right after this.
Oskaloosa, it's our community, and we're thankful to be a part of it. Telling its stories, sharing its smiles. We're building community, keeping you informed, giving you a voice, letting you know you're never alone. during the victories and the losses, happiness and pain. For tomorrow's a new day, and we'll be there, working for you, ready to tell your story. That's our commitment. It's what we do, now and in the future, because we're always on. We're Oskaloosa News.
Welcome back to the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford, a partnership with MCG, Oski News, and Thunder Country KIIC in cooperation with the great program of students at OVP at Oskaloosa High School. I'm Jamie Brockman. We are going to talk girls swimming now, as I'm joined by Coach Mackenzie Kaufman, and they had an exciting week this week. They had their one and only home meet at the Mahaska County YMCA here in Oski on Thursday. Williamsburg and Keokuk were here, and I was there for about half of it, and saw some great swimming. I saw a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and a pretty good crowd was there.
Yes. Oh, we were so happy to see so many people packing the YMCA, looking in through the window up on the top. So thank you to everyone who came out and supported or sent us your good thoughts along the way, because it was really packed. We couldn't have asked for a better home meet. It was excellent.
All right. Well, first of all, let's talk about your seniors. It was senior night.
Yes.
And you brought them out. You introduced them to the fans in attendance with their parents. So tell me about your seniors and what they've meant to this program first.
Sure. I've been very lucky to come in with a large group of seniors who came in ready to lead. I have 7 seniors. 5 of them swim. 2 of them are my managers, and it's been great to have them all as leaders. All of them have at least 2 years on the team, so they've been able to help out our younger swimmers, since we do have so many fresh faces to the team. And they've been there encouraging and supporting and kind of showing those girls what it means to be a supportive team member. They're always telling them, hey, we've got to go to this side. She's got this race, because no matter who's racing, as you probably saw, there's people at the end, there's people along the side. No one is sitting down. Everybody's up there cheering. So it's meant the world to have those girls be great senior leaders.
Can I put you on the spot and ask you to name them all? Or
I got you.
All right, go ahead.
So our 2 managers are Jenna Applegate and Lydia Montavon. And then our senior swimmers are Hannah Cassins, Sienna Olinger, Scotty Poe, Ashley Smith, and Sydney Slocum.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, so congratulations to those seniors, and thank you for all their work. Let's talk about the meet now. Looked like, at least what I saw, as I said, a lot of competitiveness and some really good races. So take us through some of the highlights and what you were most pleased with in that meet.
Sure. What I was most pleased with, I can tell you off the top, was we have been working. We can go in and swim and beat our times. They're very good at that. But now we've got to take it. We've got to find those teams that we can race and have some fun racing along the way. And so we've been working on finishes. We've been working on no one out-touches an Oski swimmer. You can be neck and neck, but no one's going to out-touch you. And they brought that to the table. It started, I knew from our very first relay it was going to be a great day. We had our JV medley relay. It was us and Williamsburg. Williamsburg was seated 2 seconds faster than we were. And I said, all right, we got to pump up the tempo. Turnover's got to be going. Our lead off took off, had a little lead, and I looked at the girls and I said, you keep that. They finished dropping 13 seconds.
Wow.
And beating Williamsburg by 13 seconds. So
that's amazing.
Yes, it was incredible. And so the next medley was like, all right, it's our turn, let's go. They went ahead and dropped 4 more seconds on their medley relay. And individually, it went on from there. So in the 200 free, our distance girls have done a great job. They continue to drop time. Sydney dropped another second on her 200. Mackenzie dropped another 4 on her 200. In the 200 IM, we had Shannon Linder dropping 9 seconds. She's right at the 3-minute mark. So next up for her is going sub-3. In that, Haley Higgins had a great race on that. It's the first time she's gotten a time on that. So we've been working on those clean strokes, no DQs and all that. Into the 50 free, we had some great showings. Kenna and Scotty both dropped half a second. And Soph ended second in the 50 freestyle with a 28.07. This was a very competitive race. Both heats of the varsity 50 free were within a second and a half of everyone's time. So her popping out second, almost getting 27 seconds. And then Hannah Cassins with about another second drop on that one. Into the fly, that was an exciting race for us. So Ashley Smith, one of our seniors, at our Perry meet, I said, well, girl, we need you in the 100 fly. She hasn't swam it at all this season. She swims IM. She's done it in our medley, and she said, okay. She dropped down 5 more seconds from the first time to place second in the 100 fly, which was incredible. And then Haley Higgins had a 4-second drop in that one as well. Into the freestyle, we get really excited. We've been working on our 100 free, just trying to knock that down, make it competitive across the board. And our freshmen have done an incredible job doing that. Kaya Munger came in second in our JV 100 freestyle, dropping 6 more seconds from her previous 9-second drop. So she just continues to drop. And we're going to go back to her at the end with that 100 freestyle. Hannah Casson just dropped another 4, and Maddie Mormon dropped another 2, and that was with her goggles breaking off in the middle of the pool. So got to get some goggles that stay on that girl's head. Then more excitement from the freshmen. We have Chase DeWitt. We've started putting her in the 500 freestyle. Okay, so it's our longest race, and she dropped 24 seconds in the 500 Thursday, based on the first time she had swam it. So she's built for that, and as much as she might not like it, she's going to be a great 500 swimmer in the years to come. Again, Mackenzie Hicks with another 18-second drop in her 500. It's been incredible. She's nearly a minute down from where she started this season in that race.
That's awesome.
So truly incredible. Into relays, we had more drops, 5-second drop in the 200 freestyle relay, beating another Williamsburg team in the JV. Our varsity relay was seeded 4th, and there were 4 competing, 4 lanes full, and they popped up. They dropped 6 seconds to get second place in that. So they took off. Nobody out-touched them. Our turns were quicker. Our starts were quicker. So that was excellent. 100 backstroke, we had 2 great drops, 2 3-second drops from Shannon Linder and Chase DeWitt. 100 breast, we had Bree Englehart dropped a second, and both Soph and Sienna dropped half a second, and they're working so hard to get that time down, but they're already at that competitive level. So even dropping that half a second is a ton. Finally, our 400 free relay. This was an exciting relay for us. Our JV relay dropped 6 seconds, and then we got into, there were 2 heats of the 400 free relay. Our B relay was in the first heat, and that was another race for the books. I said, girls, this Williamsburg team, they're seated faster, but you can get them. Who led off on that one? Mackenzie Hicks leads off neck and neck with the Williamsburg girl. Chase DeWitt neck and neck with the second leg. Kaya Munger goes and swims almost the exact same time as earlier. So with her 8-second drop, their third leg got a little bit ahead of us and got a really nice start. So Maddie is going into the anchor leg about a half a length behind. Now 100 is just a down back in the pool. And in those 4 laps, Maddie caught up to their anchor leg and would have out-touched her if she had another hand. Her arms were just a little bit shorter than the Williamsburg girl. But to eat up half of a pool length in a 100 was excellent racing and just great for us to see. I don't think anyone was silent in that house at that point in time. So they dropped 35 seconds on that relay, racing Williamsburg that time. Then going into our A relay, they dropped another 8, popped up into second place, and we all left happy and loud, as we like to do.
Awesome. Yeah, it was pretty exciting, and those are great results. It's all you can ask for out of your girls is just get better every time you swim, and they've done that. I mean, all season long, all we've heard is PR, dropping seconds here. So with that said, as you look forward to the postseason time and qualifying for individual or team state meet, where do you think you stack up in that now? Because there's been some significant improvements in time. So do you feel like some of those girls are going to be in the mix for a state berth?
Unfortunately, in swimming, it is still one class. Okay. So it is everyone in the same class. It is very tough to make it into state swimming. We, I think, as a program, are building, and I think eventually we will get there. I think we're going to be more competitive at our regional meet, maybe than we would have been, but we're not quite there yet. We've got to keep building, keep finding these PRs in these races to get to that level.
So what's next? What's coming up for girls swimming?
Tomorrow we have a meet at Williamsburg, and that's a pretty big one. I think there's 6 or 7 teams. And then Saturday is our conference swim meet, and that's in Boone.
Okay. All right, so a big week. And then from there, the regional is?
Regional is November 2nd. We have one meet in between there. We have a meet in Indianola, but regionals will be November 2nd, and that places to be determined. We should find out this week.
Okay. Well, winning is contagious, obviously, and even though maybe it was a second place finish here or a third place finish here, if you take 5-6 seconds or more off your PR, that's a win. And it seems like all these girls. I mean, I saw it firsthand that it's like a family with you guys, and they all support each other so much, and they all build off of each other so much, and that's fantastic. And how much fun has it been for you? First year swim head coach here at Oskaloosa?
It's been so much fun. I couldn't have asked for a better season to come into, and I've been waiting to be a swim coach since I was on Y Swim myself. So for this to be such a tight-knit group and for them to have seen success after all their hard work has just really filled my soul with joy.
Absolutely. Well, I know what didn't fill your soul with joy, and that was the Iowa Hawkeyes the past couple. She's a big Hawkeye fan, as am I. You have season tickets, I think, so you go to more games than I do. But man, that was an exciting atmosphere Saturday, and they just came up short.
Absolutely.
So don't mean to rain on the parade.
It's okay. You can't beat a night game at Kinnick, even if it's not the outcome you want.
Absolutely. Well, Mackenzie, thanks for coming in. It's always great to catch up with you. Congratulations to all the girls on tremendous success this year and individual wins and goals and things like that. And good luck to you as we finish up here.
Thanks. The girls were very excited. Keokuk came in. They were so happy. They thought it was going to be a nice, easy meet, and we ended up beating them, I think, 56-33. So that's another one they can hang their hats on. A nice win there.
We showed them. All right. That is Mackenzie Kaufman. She's the head girls swimming coach at Oskaloosa High School and taking us through the great results from this past Thursday at their home meet at the Mahaska County YMCA. Stick around, more to come on this week's edition of the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee. We'll talk Oski cross country coming up.
Hy-Vee's Choice Reserve and Prime Reserve Beef, arguably the best beef in America. Their quality and flavor are undisputable, undeniable. Let's get ready to be unstoppable! Decision.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Call State Farm agent Wendell Campbell at 641-673-4462.
Welcome back to Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee here on the Indians Network. Jamie Brockman continuing to talk Oskaloosa sports, joined right now by Oski girls and boys cross-country coach Mike Comfort. And first of all, Mike, good to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you, as always. Good to talk to you.
You bet. Well, you guys had a good week. You had a meet at Centerville earlier in the week, and the girls and boys competed. Both had good finishes. Let's start with the boys. A third-place team finish. Had to be very excited with that. In fact, you had 5 runners in the top 30.
Yeah, we kind of finally put everything together. And all year we've either been running too fast that first one, too slow, just our tactics haven't been there. We finally put everything together, ran really well, and some good competition. So that's kind of something we've been waiting for to give us confidence going to the end of the year. You know, Patrick Durande, I think he was 6th in that top 10, led the way, and everybody just fed off of him and pulled him along. We really fought hard in that third mile.
Yeah, Patrick Durande was 6th in that individually, 37 seconds behind the winner, so he wasn't far behind. And then other good performances were Caden Gerard in 18th, Caden Ayala 19th. They were right, neck and neck to each other there. Aiden Scott was 27th, William Leonard 30th. So again, 5 runners in the top 30. So you mentioned you've been waiting for that all year, and we've seen glimpses of it. How nice is it to see it this late in the season, though, with conference and districts just around the corner?
Yeah, it's great. I've had years where we've ran really well early on and kind of started to fade, and so you kind of worry about peaking too early. But seeing that just confidence that, hey, we're doing things right, everything's progressing well, and again, just gives us confidence going into conference and districts. And we ran that too without Braden Van Kampen, who had a sprained knee at Knoxville. He's healthy. He'll be back for conference and district. We had a shot to maybe win that with him in there, so I really like how the boys are shaping up.
So, staying on the boys for a moment, let's talk about the conference meet. It's moved to Oskaloosa out at Edmondson. It's going to be, this is airing on Wednesday. It will be held Monday at Edmondson Park. So tell me, first of all, it's got to be nice to run on a familiar course in the conference meet like that. But how do you feel your boys stack up?
Yeah, it's a tough conference, I think, as in any sport. You have Indianapolis for it, they're really good. We have ranked teams in Pella and Norwalk's run really well. Grinnell's really good. I mean, it's a tough meet, and so I'm not going to go out there and predict anything. But being on our home course, I think we go out there and compete, run perfectly, and give our best effort. I think we could maybe finish a couple spots higher than people would expect. So we're excited. The kids are excited. That happened Friday when they moved it. Norwalk was supposed to host it. It's actually the second straight year we've hosted it. Because of other courses being flooded. And so we're not scared. It's cross country. Let's go run at Edmondson Park.
So, we talked about like Patrick was sixth and so forth, but time-wise, their times from the start of the season to now, how have they come along, and are you satisfied with the improvements?
Oh, we had big time drops. We had probably 30, 40 seconds on average on Tuesday. So Patrick ran in the 17s, with about 17, I think 40 is what he was at, which is right about where you got to run to qualify for state at the state qualifying meet. And it depends on the course and competition. And so, yeah, place-wise it's good, but, I mean, we had 5 guys, I think, under 18, huge PRs, and so it was great.
All right, so you mentioned the state meet. Have you found out yet where you'll be going for districts and who you'll be competing against?
We will find out. By the time this airs, we will know.
Okay.
But we'll find out this week, usually Monday or Tuesday. They'll let us know.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the girls. They had a good performance as well at Centerville. 6th place team finish, and you had 3 girls that were inside the top 37, led by Addie Carter, who was 9th, and then Abby Lumsden was 22nd, and Sage Adam was 37th. They've kind of been your 3 leaders all year.
Yeah, and Addie had a big time drop. She went from running in the 23s to running 21:50. Again, that's just something we could see in practice, and finally it just clicked. I think people think in running, hey, just go run 3 miles hard. There's a lot of nuance to that, and a lot of these kids are young, just trying to figure it out. She really took control of that race early and just really finished strong. And Sage and Abby had great times, but really what helped us out was we had our 4, 5, 6 runners, Olivia Stodgel, Brooke Allen, and Paving Canute ran 2 or 3 minute PRs. And so that really helped us out there. And if we can keep that up, and we're going to really run well next week and this week.
All right, so now girls conference-wise, where do they fit in the mix?
Same thing. I mean, it's tough. The conference meet's tougher than the district meet because of the quality of our conference. If you can finish in the top half, boys or girls, you got to feel really good about yourself. So if we could do that, that'd be great. Most importantly, we want to give our best effort so we control. We want to represent Oskaloosa well, and we want to compete hard.
Absolutely. So again, the conference was Monday out at Edmondson, and then after conference, is there any other meets between that and districts?
No, we got 10 days between conference and districts, which is great. It allows us to train harder one last week, but also rest in time. And my guess is we'll be at Pella probably. The question is what competition is going to be there for us to compete against.
So what are your biggest focuses, and what type of work do you ask the kids to do in that 10-day stretch to get ready for districts?
So conference will be Monday. We'll go hard Wednesday. Probably our last super hard meet. Friday will be pretty hard, but not too hard. And then the week after that, we cut back our mileage. We'll do kind of a medium workout Monday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday is just we cut back the mileage and we rest. I ask them to go to bed early and wash their hands a lot and cut down all the other, what they can. Beg their parents not to make them, do 2 hours of chores around the yard and cutting up logs or whatever, but it's just rest and recovery after that.
So I bet the kids won't disagree with that, will they?
Yeah.
I can't take out the garbage, Mom. Coach said that. Okay, I can't do it. So anyway, all right. Well, Mike, congratulations. Good to see those good results from Centerville, and I'm eager to see how conference goes on Monday, and obviously keep up with you on how we do in districts as well. So good luck to you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You bet. It's Mike Comfort. He's the head girls and boys cross country coach at Oskaloosa High School, joining us here on the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell and State Farm. More to come after this.
Hy-Vee's Choice Reserve and Prime Reserve Beef arguably the best beef in America. Their quality and flavor are undisputable, undeniable. Let's get ready to be unstoppable! Decision.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Call State Farm agent Wendell Campbell at 641-673-4462.
Welcome back to the Indians Corner, presented by Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee here on the Indians Network. Jam-packed show for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I want to thank all of our guests for coming in. Oskaloosa football players, senior captains Tyler Miller and Aaron Blom for joining us today. Also, Oski volleyball coach Jennifer Comfort and a couple of her players as well joining us today, Faith Durande and Olivia Gordon. Big thanks to cross-country coach, girls and boys Mike Comfort, and also girls swimming coach Mackenzie Kaufman for joining us today. Another great week for Oskaloosa sports coming up. Hope you can get out and take some of it in for yourself and support our student athletes. Football, of course, will be hosting Knoxville this Friday night, week 8. Oski might need a little help, but they're still technically alive for a playoff berth if things can go their way, but they got to win these final 2 games starting with Knoxville this Friday night. We'll have it right here on the Indians Network. And on MCG Channel 7 with our pregame at 7 o'clock and kickoff at 7:30 on Friday night. Volleyball, they are at Pella Christian on Monday, which was a couple days ago, and that is the final conference head-to-head matchup this season for Oski to share the Little Hawkeye Conference title. Then Thursday, tomorrow, they will be in the conference tournament, which is at Pella Christian High School. Cross country, they host conference on Monday out at Edmondson Park this week, so good luck to Coach Comfort and the girls and boys. And then the swimmers, girls also have a couple of meets coming up in the next week as well. So again, get out and support our student athletes at Oskaloosa High School. And if you can't, we'll keep you up to date right here on the Indians Network. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, Wendell Campbell State Farm and Oskaloosa Hy-Vee. Also Craig Ford, who is the presenting partner of the Indians Network this year. Thanks to our partners who power the Indians Network. Those are MCG, Oskaloosa News, and Thunder Country KIIC, working in cooperation with the great students at the OVP program at Oskaloosa High School, headed up by Kem Guile. So, we will be back with another Indians Corner again next week. Until then, thanks for watching. I'm Jamie Brockman. Go Indians!
Hy-Vee's Choice Reserve and Prime Reserve Beef, arguably the best beef in America. Their quality and flavor are undisputable, undeniable. Let's get ready to be unstoppable! Decision.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Call State Farm agent Wendell Campbell at 641-673-4462.